Hello there, Stevos, and welcome back to this week's episode of the movie wrap-up. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be very honest here with you. I did actually plan to go to the cinema, I planned to go today, Sunday the 16th of June 2024. I actually planned to go to the cinema to go and see Garfield the movie and Bad Boys Ride or Die as well. But unfortunately, I decided to cancel the cinema late last night because I just needed a day of rest at home because I've not been at work today. I've actually had a day off, and I'm so glad actually that I did have a day off because I literally woke up around about 10 AM this morning, and I think I definitely needed that sleep because yesterday, the 15th of June, I came back. I was on the train for pretty much most of the day for about 2 hours and 45 minutes, 3 hours-ish. I was on the train coming back from Brighton to Bournemouth because I was out celebrating my girlfriend Grace's birthday. And then after that I went out for a family meal with my mum and my sister. So therefore I'm feeling a little bit tired today, unfortunately, but I will say this though, if you are interested in seeing what me and my girlfriend Grace got up to in Brighton for her birthday, then feel free to check out weekly vlog episode number 204, which will be released tomorrow on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial, at 4 PM UK time. That's the 17th of June 2024. But back to this video though, the movie wrap-up. Yes, there is only one movie that I've been watching this week and I've reviewed. Admittedly though, I did kind of watch Abigail a little bit with Grace, but we only got halfway through it and then we both got really tired, so we switched it off and we end up falling asleep. So, but I will say this though, a massive thank you to Grace though, who very kindly bought Abigail for me to buy and keep. On Amazon though. Really, I do appreciate that. But anyway, there is another movie though that I did watch this week, which I have fully watched and I have done a full review on as well. So without further ado, let's start this movie wrap up and find out what that one and only movie is that I have watched this week. You're watching Steve's Movie Wrap-Up episode 31 right here on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial. The movie we'll be reviewing in this episode is Robot Dreams. So Robot Dreams is the only movie that I have watched this week, and by the way, can I just say that I have actually given it 4 stars over on Letterboxd. Now when I say it's the only movie I've watched this week, this is the only movie that I've watched and finished right up until the credits have rolled. So anyway, so I'm not going to include Abigail in this movie wrap-up episode, but then again though, you probably already know my thoughts on Abigail. I have watched that movie twice. Anyway, let's dive into Robot Dreams though. Robot Dreams is an animated movie which I surprisingly really enjoyed, and one that I would happily watch again. I did actually rent this movie over on Amazon, and I'm so glad that I did, and was well worth paying £5.49 to see this movie. Yes, it doesn't have any dialogue in it. You did hear a lot of groans and grunting from the characters involved in this movie, but nonetheless though, that doesn't take away the heart of the film and the soul of the film. We have this character who is named Dog, who is suffering with loneliness, who wants to fit in, who just needs a friend, and so decides to build himself a robot who is called Robot. So the names in this movie are very easy to remember, and yes, while they do seem rather bland, but I will let that slide. Dog and Robot become friends very quickly, to the point where they become rather inseparable from each other. And I won't lie, during the montage where we see them doing stuff together, I did have a huge smile on my face, thinking to myself that this is already one of those films that has a feel-good vibe to it, and at this point, we was only 15 minutes into the movie, but seeing them bond, seeing their friendship form was so nice to see on screen. However, there does come a time where Robot and Dog are laying on the beach. Dog gets up and gives Robot the look to say, let's go swimming in the sea. While Dog is getting ready to go for a swim, we see Robot struggle to get up off the beach towel. And when Dog notices that his friend is in trouble, he tries his best to help him get off the beach towel, but to no prevail. Dog is forced to leave Robot laying in the middle of the beach on his own. He does try to rescue him with some tools, but sadly for Dog, the beach is now closed until June 1st next year, meaning he's not allowed to enter the beach for the rest of the year. Otherwise, he will be prosecuted for trespassing. He does end up going to the police station at one point after breaking the chains that stops him going onto the beach, which is funny because they take some photos of Dog at the police station, and Dog has to give the police a fingerprint of his. But when he leaves the police station, it looks like he was given the bag of tools back that he tried to use to break it onto the beach to try and save Robot. Something that the police wouldn't actually do in real life. If you tried to break in somewhere using tools, they would confiscate it, yes, but they wouldn't give it back in case you decide to break in somewhere else, or the same place you was trying to break into before. So that was a slight issue that I had with this movie there. But that being said, though, the animation in this was stunning and amazing. It did feel unique in its own way, and also it felt slightly original as well, which was nice to see. I did notice throughout this movie that it did have a running time with a running theme, with the song September, which was sung by the band Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, come on, that song is great. I didn't think that the movie did outstay its welcome at any point. And we do have a running time of around 1 hour and 42 minutes. I did think that this movie would be a great watch for not just the kids, but for all the family. I do think there's a few jokes or references that adults alike will get, but kids won't understand what it means. Anyways, a solid film that I really enjoyed watching, and definitely one that I would consider buying and keeping later down the line so that I can have the ability to rewatch this movie whenever I would like to. I will also add that about a month or so ago, there was a very limited theatrical release for this movie here in the UK, which unfortunately I did miss out on. But that being said, this movie has also been nominated for Oscars as well, and I can understand why this was definitely up for an Oscar, especially with like the animation and stuff like that. Can I just also say as well, there's also a scene in this movie where we basically have like this Halloween season going on. And there's like a couple of references to like horror movie characters in it as well, which again, I really loved to see. I mean, you had like a couple of the children dressed up as like the twins from The Shining, or you've got like a kid that's dressed up as like Freddy Krueger from like Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. And I don't know why it was, but I really did enjoy that scene, because obviously, again, like I said, you know, in the review here, that, you know, there are references that adults will understand, especially like people who are an adult who are into their horror movies, into their classic horror movie characters and stuff. They're going to get the reference of, oh yeah, those two twins are cosplaying as the twins from The Shining for Halloween. Oh yeah, that kid there, yeah, he's cosplaying as Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. Kids won't understand that unless they've somehow or other managed to see those films for themselves, I guess. But again, you know, I thought that was also a really nice touch, you know, that there was some like references to even some horror movie characters in this film as well during the Halloween scenes that we got from this movie as well. And that is all the movies that I have unfortunately watched this week, okay? Apologies that I've only seen the one film. I am going to do my best for next week's episode to try and review as many movies as I can. I might just go away once this video has been edited and uploaded to YouTube. I might go away and just maybe do some batch movie watching for the rest of the day to try and see if I can watch as many movies as I can. I'm not going to lie, actually, there is a couple of movies out there that I do want to watch, which are available to watch on streaming and stuff. There is actually one movie in particular which I'm going to try and review in next week's episode, called Ultraman Rising, which is a new animated movie that's just been released on Netflix. The animation in that, by the way, looks so good. So I'm really hoping and praying that, you know, I've got a very positive review to give on that movie in next week's episode. But I hope you guys did still enjoy this week's episode of the Movie Wrap-Up. If you did, please give it that thumbs up button, leave a comment in the comment section down below and let me know what movies you guys have been watching this week, regardless whether it's in the cinema, whether it's on streaming services, whether it's old, whether it's new. Feel free to let me know. And if you are new around here, you like what you see, then feel free to hit that subscribe button down below to become a Stevo. Now, your next YouTube video, as mentioned at the beginning of this video, will be out tomorrow, the 17th of June 2024 at 4 PM UK time. It is my next episode of the weekly vlog where I meet up with my gorgeous and very beautiful girlfriend Grace, and we head off to Brighton together as we celebrate her birthday. And I'm not gonna lie, the video at the time of recording this movie wrap up is currently uploading to YouTube right now. It's just over an hour and 15 minutes. But there is some really good content to come up in that video for anyone that's interested in watching the content that me and Grace has done. But until then though, it's goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next YouTube video.